Welcome to Shade in the City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into our recap of the love that happens after the lockup. This is actually the finale. This is season 6, episode 10. And I'm going to be honest with you, like I said, our last recap, yeah, y'all, we could have summed this up last week, but it's okay. It's okay. So this one is called Old Flames and New Fires. All right. So all of our LAL Shade Squad, if you have not already, please make sure you hit that like button
and that subscribe button.
And I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement now. I'm a Carlos King, y'all. And yes, we will be back next season for Life After Lockup. I'll just go ahead and make the announcement. Okay. But yeah, y'all. So no, yeah. Let's get into it and let's get shady. Let's get into the Will and Courtney of it all. Where are they? Here they go. And where they at? Where they at? There they go. There they go. All right. So Will and Courtney, they have, as we know, Will has walked off from Courtney and she's upset that he's mad about the fact that she got these sugar daddies that he absolutely knew about. She said that she accumulated roughly $25,000, but spent $1,500 to $1,700 a month on, various things and commissary, So she doesn't understand why it matters since he didn't give it to her. And so Will feels like he doesn't know who this version of Courtney is. Basically, he's saying, who did I marry? And Will says he didn't expect her to be this spoiled. And he's just happy that, the resale of a diamond is high right now. Okay. So he goes to catch Courtney before she gets on the bus. And she tells him, you know what? Or she tells him that he doesn't trust her and that he thinks that she's not worthy. And so she basically tells him, and so he convinces her, look, let me at least take you home. And she's like, fine, but don't talk to me the whole way. And I said, well, I guess that's a compromise. And so then we finally see the next day that he goes to pick her up and he pulls up to the halfway house and sits outside and he texts her. And yeah, so they go out and all of a sudden they just make up like it's nothing. And then decide that they're going to go to the hotel room to play with these Bakari ropes or Shabari ropes or whatever. I said Bakari ropes. See?
I was just about to say, because you said no Bakari.
Right. So to go play with these Shabari ropes and, they have, I guess, a little good old time. Right. And then after they done kissed and made up, it's time for Will to head back to California. And they talk about how much they're going to miss each other. But before he goes, she said, babe, I just want to make sure you're going to leave me with some type of card or something, right?
You my husband now.
Right, you my husband. So I'm now your bill. Okay. That's what it is. And so, Courtney then talks about how, of course, he's like, oh, but your budget's like $1,000 a month. And we know she's probably gonna go through that. But
yeah, when he said it.
Right. And so Courtney feels like, you know what, Will is her soulmate, and Will is just a little concerned about leaving Courtney. And then we learn that she was arrested 6 weeks later and they're going to be back on Life After Lockup.
But she was mad because I can't believe he thinks that I would jeopardize my girl.
What do you think? How do we know? Maybe she just committed a crime. Maybe she didn't do drugs.
You didn't think she sounded funny on the phone?
I think she did. I'm just trying to play advocate and give her the benefit of the doubt.
Trace, everybody don't deserve that. Everybody don't
I know. All right. Let's get into Alexis and Julius.
And Alexis.
And the last time we got to see Ashley.
They did show a little update for her. So this man didn't come home that night, after he was out with these video vixens.
And you know what? He wouldn't have gotten up. Oh, you video vixens, you stupid. He wouldn't have got back up in my house either.
So he's talking about she tripping for no reason. And, he really probably didn't even like, I think maybe he didn't want to just come for breakfast. Maybe he just didn't want to be there after seeing that burnt bacon. Girl, don't you know that's a sin? You can't just be in the kitchen burning bacon. And did you see the cameraman zoomed in on it too? They messy as hell. Like, what is that? But she made sure she made him something to eat, had it waiting for
Look,
him.
he ran away from there because he really didn't want to eat that.
You see, he ain't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And this man comes in talking about where the food at.
Again, there was so many things where I was like, I was disgusted because I was like, is this what we're really doing? Like the sense of entitlement for me. You didn't come home last night. The fact that you just walk in like
Oh, I didn't know if he was ever
that
coming
you
back.
go to the kitchen because there definitely wouldn't have been no food for you.
Exactly.
And then sit there,
so I didn't make you nothing.
and then sit in my face, and it's damn right disrespectful. It couldn't have been me. That's how you end up on Snapped.
Now he finally addresses where he's been. He said that he was at Drew's house the night before and basically told her that she was tripping about females because there's always going to be females in the studio. And she's like, okay, so why can you just tell me? Why got to be a secret? So he apologized for not communicating. And then she said basically she had something bigger to tell him. So she brings out her positive pregnancy test, and he like, what the hell? What? She ain't get. Needless to say, she did not get the reaction she was looking for. Okay. Then he told her, we got a lot going on right now. Are we gonna be able to handle that? So she's like, what other option we got?
Now that, woo, I know that it's TV and whatever, so it's only so much. But I was like, he's basically saying it without saying it.
I heard it.
You heard it. You heard it.
Heard it.
Even though he didn't say it, you heard it.
I heard him say it. I heard it.
You stupid.
So then she went to the closet to cry. Why am I in my own house going to the closet to cry?
I guess so. I guess what trying to answer your question. Hold on. I agree with you. Again, I agree with everything you're saying. I think she went to the closet to cry because her self-worth is already some shit. So she felt like the last thing I want is for this man to see me crying over him. So let me at least run somewhere where I'm not visible in his face crying, because clearly he don't give a damn.
But didn't we see her a couple other times crying in his face?
I think, well, he never gives a damn. So I think that's even more of her reason. Like, I'm not gonna let you see me cry this time, because yes, the first time when he was like, yeah, I was with Ashley or whatever, or I was with another girl, and she went to the car and cried, and then she had to come back to him. Remember, he didn't go to her. She had to come back to him. So because he showed he didn't care. So
well, I guess at least this time he went to the closet to console her.
I wonder if he went on his own. I'm gonna just say that.
You think production told him to go?
Mm-hmm.
Get your ass up. Yeah. What's wrong with your pregnant girlfriend?
Right. Let's wrap this up.
Right. So
this
he got in there.
Finale.
He got in there. He said that, he's happy. It just caught him off guard, and said, he wouldn't want to have this baby with nobody else. So she's taking it back. So she's taking it back because she said when he was locked up, he was talking about how he wanted send his son to college so he doesn't have to live the street life. And now he's switching up. So she told him, now that I'm pregnant, we gotta get our life straight. You need to get a job and get your license. This man said, I don't need no job. You can pick up some extra hours.
The way hot grits and that burnt bacon grease would have been on his face. Okay.
I can't believe you said that. You still think he cute?
No. Ain't nothing cute about that. Ain't nothing sexy. There is nothing that turns me on about that. That is so.
So she told him, you tripping. I already work full time. He said, I don't need no job. If I really wanted to go out here and get some real money right now, I could. So she said, I can't pay my bills and support another human. He said, you don't support me at all. So then she starts talking about what she did for him in prison. He said, what do you give me now? She said, a roof over your head and a car to drive. That sounds like support to me.
Yeah, those are really that's a lot of
I
support.
mean, the one she was driving the video vixens around in.
Right.
So then he said, I don't got to live here. I got places I can be. He said, I just sleep here and F you. It just keeps getting worse and worse. And imagine if he's talking like this on camera.
Right. Imagine what he says to her about.
So then she starts breaking down crying because she said that she can't even make her school payments. Because she's too busy helping him, and she's already working 2 jobs plus going to school, and this man has the nerve to tell her to pick up some more shifts.
You know, the realest thing she ever said was she said, I have no self-worth.
She said, I need to love on myself some more. So then this man goes outside. I guess somebody was supposed to be coming to pick him up, or he was catching the Uber. I don't know. But he was
Maybe
about to
the
leave.
video vixens came to give him a lift.
I was mad she walked away when he said my car about to pull up. What that mean? Okay.
Man, I don't know. Again,
She
it's a
followed him
lot of
out.
things that would have turned into violence. He chose violence every time. Every
And
time.
they had the nerve to call her toxic.
Right. I'm telling you,
She
this is the type of shit that have you on a TV show
that
and
will
have
have
you in
you
a case.
toxic. So she followed him outside, asked him if he was coming back, and he said no. So she told him they got to figure things out because they got a baby on the way. So, she's super emotional, said that, he's taking her energy wrong because she's not coming at him. She just wants better for, their kid than what they had. This man says that she makes it impossible to do that because of how she's acting. And then says she's toxic. Talking about she likes to argue and he thinks that's how she feels love, but she ain't got to do that with him. No, she don't like to be disrespected. And because you continue to do it, she argues with you, you big dummy. So then he jumps in the car and said, he needs to get away for a minute and do him. While she's in the house breaking down crying, talking about how, she thinks that they're really broken up this time. But yeah, they got back together. She gave birth to their baby girl, Juliana, and Ashley has a
Pretty
new
little girl,
boyfriend.
beautiful little girl.
Ashley has a new boyfriend and covered up Julius's name tag.
Very smart. And what did we learn, class? At the end, even though it looked like Ashley lost, she is really the one that won. In the grand scheme of things, right?
Oh, because she ain't dealing with him no more.
Right. And this woman had his baby, and we know that she done kicked him out the house.
That's how it be, man. They be thinking they got the prize.
Right. She thought she had the prize. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Let's move on to another one who thought she had a prize. Quiana and Damderick. Now, Quiana, as we know, has thrown all of Damderick stuff out. Told him to get the F out through his game. You know that's serious when you put the game system out.
No, okay? ain't nothing serious. I'm so disappointed in her.
Oh, I'm very disappointed in her. So Quiana asked, well, why he cheated on her with Joella. And he says that when he was, so I love how he tried to flip it and reverse it. Yeah, from if it's went, yeah. Okay. And he said that when he was in jail, he gave her full trust, and then she opened the door first when she cheated. Okay. And so Quiana admits that she did have a little slip up. And she said that she found out he was texting Joella, so she decided to basically go do her. And my whole thing was, but didn't he cheat on you before he went to jail? And had a hope that isn't that baby was only 2 months when you went to jail? So I'm confused. Why are you over here? Oh, I did slip up. That don't nobody care. He been slipping up. He gonna continue to slip up. I wish motherfucker would try to flip it and reverse it on me. So you know what? He said, well, we can move forward if you can let it go. So she's like, how can we move forward when you keep reaching back. And I was like, I'm asking, why aren't you asking yourself that question?
I was just about to say the same thing.
So he says, well, fine, we separated then. And so she gives him the ring back, and
he did not take that serious at all. Talking about something, well, I'm gonna just kill off your wine before I go.
Right.
When I tell you that wine would have broke because I done threw something so fast in his ass.
You know how I feel about my wine and my portions. You know that would have got his ass whooped. But it's okay because he looked like he was drinking Moscato anyway. So then finally he admits that yes, he absolutely cheated with Joella. And so Quiana feels betrayed and feels like a fool because that's what you are. And so Joella is over here bragging on the fact that Demadrick, I got my family back. Okay. And so yeah, he says he's just stays with Joella to watch the kids, but he's single at the moment. And so Demadrick's father says, look, he need to figure out what he wants. And he says staying single is an option. Maybe that's what he need to do.
I don't understand how Joella don't realize, boo, whoever he want, it ain't you.
That's what I said last recap to you.
He had three of your babies and didn't put a ring on your finger. He went outside of your family to find somebody else to put a ring on their finger. And back at your house and still going over to see Miss Quiana.
Okay. That's why I said she real stupid. She real stupid. But I also think that's why he won't choose her. Because it's easy. It's no chase. She's gonna be there. She's not going anywhere. So why would I don't have to work for it. So why? And I mean, it's sad, but that's literally, I feel like that's this man's mindset.
I don't know how much he got to work for Quiana either. I guess it's just a little bit harder.
It's a little bit more of a challenge. Right.
She actually put his ass out.
Right. So yeah, so basically they kind of end off the episode. Quiana says they are single, but they talk every day. She's still struggling to cut him off. And then they let us know the update is that they're working on rekindling their relationship while Demadrick lives between his dad's house and Joella's. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we wouldn't be able to rekindle nothing as long as you going over there heifer house.
She don't know. But how you don't figure that?
You don't think she know?
She says she don't. But how you don't figure that? Ari laughed at his hair.
Oh,
she's like, who is that? Why does he have buns?
Not a 8-year-old Joan, all right, let's move on to Nels' bestie
and JK. Oh my!
Oh, is it Brooke and JK? I thought it was Brooklyn. And my bad.
No, they're last. So Brooke is on her way to Alex's house while they rehash their past and how she messed up. JK is clearly in his feelings. And I don't know what this other dude looks like or who he is, but for him to compare himself as a diamond and the other dude as scrap metal, he really gotta be some shit.
Okay, yeah.
But then he told her
but
that
JK very confident out here. You know what I'm saying? He thinks he's a diamond.
Clearly.
But what do they say? If you think it, you can believe it. If you think it.
Look, you know what's so crazy, Trees?
What?
As many times as we did this review, I don't know if I just didn't notice before, but now that we on him, I was like, who the hell is this a picture of?
Oh yeah, that's JK.
That don't look like the same person.
No, it don't.
But then he told her that, he's really trying to give Brooke a real chance. And Alex said that she wasn't there for him while he was locked up. She was like, you just left me and ran into Brooke's arms. Then this girl got emotional. No, I'm sorry. Then he got emotional and he went outside, crying in the driveway. And really, I was just hoping that Brooke would just pull up in the midst of this while they just bawling out their tears
right
to one another. Now, if production could have just kept them there a little bit longer.
You stupid. You
That would
wanted to see Love
have
After Lockup turn into baddies. That's what you wanted.
yes, yes,
You
yes.
stupid.
Um,
You mean
so
saddies, because ain't nothing on there bad.
oh actually wait. Okay, well, then this girl's talking about how Brooke doesn't deserve JK, and he told her that he's tired of crying and he wants to be happy. So she told him, okay, well then go be happy. Let me go. And he jumped in the car. He jumped in the Uber and finally answered Brooke's call. He told her that he's just coming back from a job search. She said, Negro, I know you a damn lie because I got your location. So he tried to flip the script, talking about how he ain't no dog who's chipped and blah 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 blah. So then they met up in Waco. Okay, yeah, he was.
I was for once I was with Brooke when he was like, "Oh, I just met so we could talk," and I was like, "No. Why do we need to go see her?" And
For me, he was just too comfortable because the look on her face and the color that she changed looked like if the cameras were not on, the only scenes they would be on was snapped. Okay, because she looked like she was holding on for dear life to get it together. Okay. So he told her the only reason why he went over there is to close that chapter in his life. And she said there's a lot of chapters in her life not closed. So Brooke ain't really trying to hear nothing that he got to say. And she's like, what you got to go to her house for though? Like you had to do that at her house. You couldn't do that over the phone. So she got up. Well, oh no, I'm sorry. He told her, I love you and I choose you. She got up to leave. And she said that she's over it. So he talks about, the purpose of him trying to close that chapter, and she's really not trying to hear it. And she told him it's too late. But clearly that was BS because they ended up getting in the car together. She took his ass home. I'd have been like, call you another Uber, homie. Same way you got out there. But then, she took him home. She left him there, and he tells her that he's gonna take the boys. He promised that he was gonna take the boys fishing. And apparently their story will continue on Life After Lockup. And we see some pregnancy tests on the
oh yeah, because we know that they got a baby.
Also, Bradley and Savannah, we know this. They stopped speaking and they're both single.
Let's move on to something that does not.
We've been saying it. We've been saying it from
something that does not surprise us. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Joey wants Michael to be done. Basically, he said, "If you don't want me, then don't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and free yourself." That's what he said. Okay. And so Michael feel all bad because he broke Joey's heart, but he said he can't promise not to use again, and so he doesn't want to take Joey down with him. So Michael goes to meet up with his friend Spencer, and admits that he might have made a mistake. And then Spencer says, "Well, I never really saw y'all clicking anyway." And so Michael says that he just doesn't want to be in a relationship right now, is what he's decided. So Joey knows that Michael wants to use, and he's anxious to meet up with Spencer, which we saw him do. So he's upset that he just wasted a whole year on this man, and he still feels like he's being punked. He's still in this alter universe. This can't be real. Okay. And said, I feel like maybe it was all a scam the whole time. So then Michael is at home. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wrong person. Joey is at home moping over the relationship. He tells his mother that he's still in shock. And then we learned that Michael went back to prison after 3 weeks. Okay. Because
was it? Oh, maybe it was the other chick. Maybe it was a chick.
Yeah. His was 3. Because he never checked back into the halfway house, which he already said he wasn't going to do it, and Joey wasn't there to make him do it. So Joey admits that Michael did. He definitely used while he was out, and so he gets emotional and says that he's terrified that he'll be alone for the rest of his life. And his mother is like, I know you feel bad right now, but we don't need you to go back and start using. And he was like, nah, I wouldn't even give Michael that satisfaction. So I was very proud of Joey. His mother says she never trusted Michael in the first place, and tells Joey that, you often trust too easily as well. So Michael said that, he started using pretty much that afternoon after breaking up with Joey. He says he hooked up with about 14 different people before he got locked up again. And he said that I guess he had gotten to a collision or something at a stop sign. And when the police got there, he had a warrant for not reporting to
Mhm.
parole and moving out of the halfway house. So he's gotten another 3 years. And he just admits that he's not ready for life outside of prison. It's a lifestyle for him. Okay. He said he's hopeful that him and Joey can reconnect in
And
the
he was out
future.
there hoeing.
Yeah, he was definitely hoeing. He hopes him and Joey can reconnect in the future, but he has to get prison out of his system. And Joey is sober and has not spoken to Michael, is the update that we got. And then this is what I was confused on, because he said that he had a warrant for his arrest, but then we see that he was charged with drug possession with intent to distribute. And
That
it's
might have been when he got arrested. He probably already had a warrant, but then when he got into the
oh, and
accident,
then he had more stuff on him. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he's set for release in 2029. Okay. Good old. All right, now let's get over to the bestie.
Brooklyn and Brian, B&B.
Met
Um,
B&B
so
with no hair.
Brian, yeah. So Brian is not as dumb as I thought he was. Okay. He had his homeboy take him home. They pulled up to the strip club and he did not go inside. He said, "Look, I got to be home. I ain't about to play with my freedom. Let's go
Okay,
now."
smart
Right.
man.
Brooklyn was blowing up his phone and flipping out on him because apparently he was 26 minutes away and it wasn't sounding like he was gonna get there on time. I mean, it was speeding. I mean, I heard horns honking. I don't know how he was expecting to go to a strip club. Um, so she told him, "This is the last time you leaving this house without me." Then she calls him back because his location was off. This man said, "Oh, it might be because we going too fast." Sir, you've been locked up too long. That ain't how it worked. Okay. Then Adrian is laughing in the background, telling the man to hang up the phone, and he listened.
Mm-hmm.
What you're not about to do is let your little homeboy disrespect me, and you gonna join in on it.
Right.
So then he pulled up.
He would have been late because he would have been outside the house.
Uh-huh. Now apparently he pulled up at 3:01. He was supposed to be there at 3 o'clock. So she has some back and forth between, her and Adrian. And I'm glad that she finally got in Brian's ass about letting this dude talk to her crazy, although he really ain't say nothing. So then she said she knew something was up. So she asked him what he did after shopping. And he told her that, he tried to take him to the strip club, but he wasn't with it. And she said she don't want him hanging out with him no more. He was like, "Yeah, that's definitely not happening. That's the homie." So she got his ass about leaving that out and basically lying. So she was like, if there's no trust, then what are we doing? So she's talking about all the things that she wants, with him in the future. And he's like, "Yeah, okay, but what you bitching and complaining about me not being here at 3 o'clock?" Like, so she said, it's because she was on the outside without him. And since he's been there, she said she can't see herself without him. And she said, she's not trying to go through that again. So he told her that he appreciates her care and concern, but his whole life he's been independent. Okay. So for her to be all up his butt the way she is throwing him off. And of course, she said she's not trying to be, but then she lets him know that she got her period, and it's discouraging because apparently they're trying to conceive. He said he's not even worried about it
Did
because he
they?
knows.
Sorry, go ahead.
He said he's not even worried about it because he knows it's going to happen. They can try 1 million times because he ain't going nowhere. And she's worried that eventually he's going to get tired of waiting and want to go have a baby with somebody else. He told her if she can't have his baby, they just won't be having no more kids. And she got emotional. He consoles her, and then the next morning, her daughter helped him make her breakfast in bed. And in a confessional, she's talking about how much he cares for the both of them and their family, and how their boyfriend and girlfriend, the mom, the mom ended it, and him. Okay, and of course she appreciated it and she thought it was super sweet. But then she lost me when she said they was like a power couple like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay, so and was I the
Oh,
only one? Did he get a
and
job?
Hold on. And now Brian is off house arrest, and him and Brooklyn are still trying to conceive.
That was my question. Did he get a job? Why are we trying to conceive?
That's not in the update.
Okay, that I was just making sure I didn't miss nothing.
I don't think
All
so.
right, y'all. Ashley had her tattoo covered up, and she has a new boyfriend. Woohoo! And that was the end of this season of The Love That Happened After the Lockup. Thank you guys so much for being here with us this season. Hopefully they will not drag us out and bring this back into season 6 and they start a season 7, but that would be wishful thinking. So yeah, y'all. If you have not already, please make sure you hit that like button for us.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That's TikTok, IG, the Blue Sky, and the Facebook. Also, guys, be on the lookout. I know I owe you some Real Housewives of Atlanta 90 Day. Nels will be dropping her Shy live recap. So stay tuned for that. Make sure your notification bells are on so you know when she's gonna do that. And yeah, y'all have a good week. Be productive. Hopefully you all had a great and safe Memorial weekend. And yeah, I'm not ready to go back to work. I'm being honest, especially coming off vacation. I'm not ready. But yeah, somebody's got to do it. All right, we'll catch y'all for Life After Lockup. All right, see y'all later. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm.